Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Rose, and I am going to be doing part one of activity 3 for our observation. I'm going to split the parts up. That way, people who don't have difficulty with part 1 don't have to watch it, and it'll be a little bit more efficient for you. Okay, in part 1, what we're supposed to do is find Mercury, and it's pretty easy to find a planet. The instructions first tell us to click on sunset and then to look west. And it just turns out that on February 17th, 2013, that Mercury is right there. Okay, but if we didn't know that, we would go to the find. It also tells us to turn on the constellations, so we'll turn the constellations on. And okay, then the next thing we have to do is to find it. So let's click find. And you can see here that all of the planets are, well, the Sun is below the horizon, Venus is below the horizon, but you can see that Mercury has an altitude of 15 degrees, so it's above the horizon. And if we click it and then double click on that, it will select Mercury for us. We should magnify, so I usually use the cursor, select the cursor, and then click. You can see Mercury is selected, and I click magnify. And so there we are. We are now up close and personal with Mercury. Then what it says is, it says for us to take a look at the information, so the little information icon here, and it tells us about Mercury. The daytime and nighttime surface temperatures on Mercury can vary by over 600 degrees. Its mass is only 5% that of Earth. Its year is only 88 days, and so on. So you can read through that. And we are instructed to fill out our data table, and the information for the data table can come from a couple of places. But we definitely want to go to the Info tab right there, and we have information on Mercury, we have a description of Mercury, we have position in the sky. This will give you your azimuth. I'm going to stop it. This will give you a position in the azimuth and altitude, the current azimuth and altitude. And if we want to find out a little bit of information regarding the distance from Earth, so we are the observer, so we are 0.9081 atomic units. I'm sorry, astronomical units from Mercury right now. And remember that an astronomical unit is the distance between Earth and the Sun. And we will use this information in the table observational characteristics, and we're going to do a calculation to determine the distance at inferior conjunction, which is the closest point to Earth, or the distance at superior conjunction, which is the farthest point from Earth. And so that's where that information comes from those positions. Now, also, you're going to have other information that you're going to need, and you'll get that from this other data right here. You get the radius of it, its orbital size, the angular size in the sky, its mass, the length of sidereal day, the length of solar day, and the length of the year. all of that information for these tables can be found here in the on the info tab. So actually, part 1 of this observation is pretty straightforward. Part 2, we will pull back, and the way that you pull back, some of you may not have taken a look at the button bar. We have the menu here. This is the menu. This is the button bar, and this is the control panel here. And by now you should have probably taken a look. Your curiosity should have brought you to scroll over each of these icons to find out what they do. And right here, that icon right there, it says standard field of view. If you push that, it will return you back to where you started in terms of viewing Mercury. Okay, so that's part 1. Let me see if I can't